Welcome to Unreal Engine Basics. Today we will discuss enumerators. So what is an enumerator? An enumerator can be described as a static list of language-friendly strings. These are normally used in Unreal Engine as a list of entries within a related category. Let's look at a few examples of where we might use an enumerator in a game design. Here are a few examples: days of the week, seasons of the year, character class and character slots. You can create your own as your game requires. Some other examples could be weapon types, months of the year, or whatever your game requires. With the editor now open, let's create our character class enumerator. Right click in the content browser and we can find the enumerator option in blueprints and then click on enumeration to create our enumerator. We can now rename the enumerator something more meaningful. In our example, we have called it E-car class, the E prefix signifying it's an enumerator. Now, double click and the enumerator setup window will open. We need 4 entries, so click on the new button 4 times. We can now enter the 4 individual friendly strings. Once that's complete, save and close the enumerator window. If you don't already have a simple actor blueprint in your project, then you will now need to create one for use with our enumerator. Before we implement the enumerator, let's take a look at how this might normally be done without the help of enumeration. I created a standard actor so we could use our HR class enumerator, but for now, let's see how this might have been implemented without enumeration and how we can simplify our design by using the enumerator. I have created a simple array of strings with our values we entered earlier and an integer to store the index in the array of our character. Let's take a look at how we could now use this in the event graph to drive the logic depending on the character class selected. In the first example, we need to compare each possible value in our array, then branch depending on that value. Now, in the second example, we have simplified this further by using the switch on integer operator to control our logic flow. Please note that using this design, the array is dynamic, so the array can change and therefore the logic we have used may cause issues if the array changes. This also applies to the index variable. Now let's use our enumerator to streamline our design and make it more readable for ourselves. Add a variable in our actor blueprint. Let's name it enum_char class. Then change the variable type to the enumerator we created earlier, that is E-char class. Once created, we can now drag the variable into our event graph. Dragging off the output node will bring up the list of operations. And we can now type switch and select switch on E-char class, and that will use our enumerator. Notice, all of our values now have an execution pin and is clear and simple to read. We now connect our relevant functions to each execution pin and we're done. And with that complete, we have successfully used enumeration in our blueprint.